It's yet another historic day for Nepali cricket as Team Nepal have qualified for the T20 World Cup 2024 to be jointly hosted by the US and West Indies next year. Nepali cricket has achieved the glory for the second time in their cricketing history as they had also featured in the 2014 T20 World Cup. The young and talented bunch of Nepali cricketers have caught the worldwide media attention in recent time. Come June 2024, it would provide a good opportunity for Team Nepal to prove their caliber and justify all the pressures by showcasing their talent in the playing field. Good evening, I'm Amar Singh Pradhan and these are the headlines of the hour. Nepal rewrites cricketing history as they qualify for the T20 World Cup 2024. Nepal and Oman to contest the T20 World Cup Asia Region Qualifier Final on Sunday. Political equation changes in Kosi yet again. Maoist Assembly member Upreti and Unified Socialist Jagebu appointed ministers. UML poised to walk out of the government. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken lands in Tel Aviv to push for humanitarian pause in Gaza, calls on Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and President Herzog. And Afghanistan tamed Netherlands by 7 wickets in today's World Cup encounter. With 4 wins under their belt, Afghanistan eye semi-final spot. Team Nepal have qualified for the T20 World Cup for the second time in their cricketing history. Nepal crossed the challenge of UAE by 8 wickets in the second semi-final today to ensure their berth in the T20 World Cup 2024 to be jointly hosted by the US and West Indies. In the match played at Mulpani Upper Ground, UAE, after electing to bat first, could only post a below-par score of 134 runs for the loss of 9 wickets. UAE began on an explosive note with the hard-hitting skipper Mohammad Wasim scoring a brisk 26 runs. However, the fall of Wasim triggered a batting collapse as they were limited to 134 runs after 20 overs. Vritya Arvind top scored for UAE with a well-compiled 64 runs. However, they lost wickets at regular interval as the innings could not get the desired momentum it needed to challenge host Nepal. Kusal Malla was the most successful bowler for Nepal with 3 wickets, while Sandeep Lamichhane claimed 2 wickets for Nepal. Chasing 135 runs for victory, Nepal began well with openers Kusal Bhurtel and Asif Sheikh. Although Bhurtel departed for 11 runs, Sheikh went on to score an unbeaten 64 runs at the end. Gulshan Jha, who was sent in as one-down bat, scored 22 runs, while skipper Rohit Paudel remained unbeaten on 34 runs. Paudel and Sheikh guided Nepal to a comfortable victory, notching up the required runs in 17.1 overs. In the other semi-final, Oman crossed Bahrain by 10 wickets to book a place in the final and also guaranteed themselves a World Cup ticket. The final of the tournament is slated for Sunday at TU Cricket Ground. And in our Public Voice segment today, we have asked people in several provinces regarding their message to the Nepali cricket team for rewriting history with the qualification at the T20 World Cup after a decade. Let's take a look at what they have to say.
पछाडि अब टी20 वर्ल्ड कप खेल्न पाउँदा चाहिँ अब एकदम हामी अब नेपाली क्रिकेट फ्यान चाहिँ एकदम उत्साहित छौं।
हाम्रो खेलाडीहरूले विश्व स्तरमा आफ्नो देशलाई चिनाएको देखेर हैन अलिकति सरकारले पनि सपोर्ट चाहिँ गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ।
युए र नेपालको भनेको एउटा इन्डिया पाकिस्तान जस्तो मानिन्छ, त्यो आज जितेकोमा धेरै खुसी छ।
जुन उत्साह उमङ्गका साथमा उहाँहरूले खेल्नुभयो, यो प्रदर्शन गर्नुभयो, त्यो हाम्रो लागि गौरवको विषय छ।
जुन हिसाबले नेपाली टिमले यहाँ वर्चस्व हासिल गरेको छ, त्यसै अनुसार पनि यसले विश्वकपमा वर्चस्व हासिल गर्छ भन्ने विश्वास लागेको छ।
अबको दिनमा एउटा युएई, ओमान, हङकङलाई मात्र हराउने हैन, हामीले विश्वकप पुर्याएर न्युजिल्यान्ड, इङ्ग्ल्यान्ड, इन्डिया, पाकिस्तान
विश्वकपमा पुग्यो, राम्रो लाग्यो। अब ठुलो टिमहरुसँग खेल्न पाउँछ।
नेपाली क्रिकेट खेलाडीहरूले विश्वकप नै ल्याउन् भन्ने हाम्रो चाहना रहेको छ।
अहिले जसरी नै खेलिरहेछ त्यसरी नै खेल्न सुझाव दिन्छु।
हामी विश्वसँग परिचित भएका छौं। यो क्षण त एकदम अविस्मरणीय नै रहन्छ।
विश्वकपमा जुन हामी 10 वर्षपछि गएको छ, एकदमै हाम्रो इतिहास रचेको दिन हो आज।
इन्डिया र पाकिस्तानलाई जित्ने गरी खेल्न सुझाव दिन्छु।
पुरा सिङ्गो नेपालीहरूले गौरव गर्ने
दिनको चाहिँ नि यो सुरुवात गरेको छ।
अगाडि पनि बढोस् मेरो यही शुभकामना छ।
अब आउने विश्वकपमा चाहिँ हामी जस्तो ठुला टिमहरूलाई जस्तो टेस्ट नेसनहरूलाई चाहिँ हामी हराउने छौँ भन्ने हाम्रो ठुलो आश रहेको छ।
नेपालका क्रिकेट खेलाडीहरूले विश्व सामु नेपालको शिर उच्च राख्ने काम गर्नुभएको छ।
सरकारले पनि जति सुविधा भएपछि सुविधा दिनु पर्यो।
विश्वकपमा पनि खेल्न पाएको नेपालको प्रतिनिधित्व भएको हुनाले आगामी दिनहरुमा पनि राम्रै गर्दै जाउँ।
राम्रो प्लेटफर्म हो वर्ल्ड कप भनेको। इन्डिया पाकिस्तान विभिन्न अरू टेस्ट प्लेइङ नेसनहरु पनि हुन्छन् हैन। अब उनीहरुसँग खेल्नु नै हामीलाई ठुलो कुरा हो।
सरकारले पनि अलि यसमा बढी ध्यान दिनुपर्छ खेलाडीहरुमाथि।
The political equation at Kosi province has changed within 3 weeks. The main opposition CPN-UML is set to withdraw its support to the province government after Province Chief Minister Kedar Karki included ruling parties CPN Mao Centers and CPN Unified Socialist. The CPN-UML, meanwhile, has not made an official decision in this regard. Kosi Province Chief Minister Kedar Karki appointed Ganesh Upreti of Mao Center and Kamal Prasad Jabegu of CPN Unified Socialist ministers without portfolio earlier today. The newly appointed ministers have taken the oath of office and secrecy as well. Karki, who had been appointed the province chief minister with the support from CPN-UML and 8 lawmakers of Nepali Congress under sub-article 5 of article 168 of the Constitution of Nepal, had appointed Samachar Rai of Congress and Ram Rana of CPN-UML as ministers without portfolio on 15th of October last month. CPN-UML had been demanding that only the lawmakers and lawmakers from Nepali Congress must be appointed ministers. Due to this, the expansion of the province government had remained halted for 21 days after the formation of the government. However, CPN-UML has reportedly reached a mindset to withdraw its support to the province government following the ministerial appointments made by the chief minister earlier today. The health insurance program that had commenced 7 years ago and has yet to be fully implemented amid lack of coordination between the government and the Health Insurance Board. Despite the government policy to include all the citizens in the health insurance, only 7.2 million of the total population has been included in the scheme. The government has yet to pay dues of 4 billion rupees to health institutions, while both the bodies have been busy indulging in blame game in this regard. Experts, meanwhile, have attributed the issue to the trend of appointing officials at the insurance board based on political reach. The government had begun health insurance program from Kailali district from 2015 with a view to ensure access to health services to all. After being included in the government health insurance program, families with 5 members will get health services worth 100,000 rupees after paying 3,500 rupees annually. Likewise, those with more than 5 family members can get further health services worth 20,000 rupees after paying additional 700 rupees, while up to 10 members can get health services worth up to 200,000 rupees. The program has been expanded to all 77 districts. However, its implementation has not been effective. The government and officials of the Health Insurance Board have been busy with blame game. The government has not provided sufficient employees to the board, which they say stands at 961. The board has been fulfilling general responsibilities by employing 250 officials based on a contract. The board says that lack of government support has resulted in failure to operate and expand the entity. The acting director of the board, Damodar Basola, has been suspended and Madan Upadhyay has been appointed to the post, citing Basola's failure to attend works assigned by the Ministry of Health. Along with this, 5 members have resigned, citing lack of required support. However, their resignations have yet to be approved. Meanwhile, the ministry has blamed the board for failing to expand the program in local levels and pay dues. In the meantime, experts say that the government has failed to formulate proper plans in this regard and have resorted to appointing officials at the board based on political reach. Former chairperson of the board, Sanendra Raj Upreti, had resigned from his post after failing to reach a consensus with the government 8 months ago. Political influence at the Health Insurance Board has hinted towards the general public being deprived of their fundamental rights. And it's now time for our segment Public Pulse, where it texts us with their opinion.
Public Pulse.
And let's take a look at a response to yesterday's question. And yesterday we had asked you, why has the number of students increased in the law stream? 54% voted for option A, trying to promote self-employment. 17% voted for option B, concerned towards law. And 29% voted for option C, copycats. And here is today's question. And the question is, why has health insurance program not been fully implemented? Your options are option A, lack of government assistance. Option B, board is a mere recruitment center. And option C, procedural hassles. The voting is on. Type NAWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Nepal's tourism sector has returned to the pre-corona days as an estimated 117,000 tourists visited the country in the single month of October this past month. Tourism entrepreneurs have said that since the sector now has an infrastructure to cater to 3.5 million tourists, the government should start planning tourism-related programs to further boost the sector. In the year 2019, when 1.2 million tourists had visited Nepal, there was a lack of infrastructure to accommodate the visitors. The government at the time had announced 2020 tourism year, which resulted in a significant investment in the tourism sector. Billions of rupees were invested in the new hotels as the capital saw the construction of Sheraton, Hilton, Buralin Kanta Heritage, City Hotel, Crown Imperial and Everest Hospital among others. Likewise, Rara Project, Hotel Tiger One, Hotel Pawan Palace, Vegas City Entertainment were constructed outside the capital. The COVID pandemic dented the aspirations of these hotels at the time, but they are now poised to serve the visitors who are frequenting to the Himalayan nation. The banks and financial institutions have a combined investment of 179 billion rupees in over 4,000 hotels across the country. This investment in the pre-COVID days only amounted to 67.5 billion rupees in the hotel sector. The total investment in the tourism sector in the pre-COVID days was estimated to be 170 billion rupees, while the investment amount has now crossed 200 billion rupees. According to the Hotel Association Nepal, the number of hotels that can cater to tourists stand at about 4,500 in the country that can provide service to about 3.5 million tourists. Despite the improved arrival of tourists, the entrepreneurs in the sector feel that the government needs to emphasize on programs that can lure more visitors to Nepal. And now time for international update. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has called on Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and President Isaac Herzog to push for concrete steps to protect Gaza civilians. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is standing alongside Israeli President Isaac Herzog in Tel Aviv earlier today said that his country stood by Israel and that civilians in Gaza must be protected. President Herzog thanked Blinken for his moral clarity. Blinken also called on Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu later in the day as he is pressing the Israeli government on its ongoing offensive in Gaza amid growing international condemnation and a steadily mounting civilian death toll. Israel's military said it is surrounding Gaza City as its bombardment of the enclave intensifies. Gaza's hospitals said they are struggling to treat patients as fuel and other critical supplies dwindle. More foreign nationals have left Gaza through the Rafah border crossing, with 99 passing through this morning. At least 9,227 Palestinians have been killed in Israeli attacks on Gaza since 7th of October. More than 1,400 people have been killed in Israel.
Sports news.
Along with Nepal, Oman have also qualified for the T20 World Cup 2024 as they notched up a 10-wicket win over Bahrain in the other semi-final that was played in TU Cricket Ground, Kantipur. Electing to bat first, Bahrain could only muster 106 runs for the loss of 9 wickets. Imran Ali top scored for Bahrain with 30 runs, while Ahmar bin Nisar contributed 26 runs. Aqib Elias was the most successful bowler with 4 wickets for Oman. In reply, Oman chased the target with the 2 openers Kashyap Prajapati and Pratik Atwale both scoring half-centuries as they guided Oman to victory and a World Cup place. Oman have qualified for the T20 World Cup for the 3rd time, as they had also played in the 2016 and 2021 World Cup. And those were our latest headlines. Up next is News in Nepali. Good night.